Okay, cool. This game always, like, I don't know, playing these games on this kind of emulation thing always worries me because you can save in here, but I always worry that something's going to go wrong with the save, like it's not going to save properly or something, and then that's going to cause problems. Let's see. Do. No. So yeah, one thing that is always a challenge for when I start playing this game. Oh, actually, I guess I gotta change the stream title really quick. See, sometimes I remember things. Sometimes I'm on top of it. I'll put this as like semi on top of it. Okay. The Majora's Mask. Huh, there's actually a horror tag for that. I didn't know that. Switch. Go. Okay. That. And I'm actually wearing the perfect shirt for this type of game today. Let me put that off here in a second. Okay. Got everything switched over. So the shirt that I'm wearing today is a Nintendo 64 shirt. It's perfect for playing a Nintendo 64 game. Though I'm not playing this on original hardware. This is the emulation through the Nintendo Switch. Let's go, and then I am trying to get a quest done that I've been trying to do, and it's just been failing at me every way it can. So, we need to show up to Anju about, it looks like 1 or 2 p.m. We'll call it 3 p.m. Okay, and then the day after, we'll have to meet with Cafe. Really quick, though, I do have to use the restroom, so I'm going to run and do that really quick. Give me about, like, 1, maybe 2 minutes, I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. Just get set up. That's been, like, needed for a while, but I was like, oh, I just started a new game. Probably a decent time to actually go take that restroom break. Okay. But yeah, the quest that I need to do is the Cafe Anju quest. Because basically, when I first did it, and this is going to be me getting a little bit salty about this. When I first did this, I gave the letter to the postman to deliver to Lady Dotour, and he delivered it. And he's supposed to meet you outside the milk bar and give you his postman's cap. He went straight outside the town for me. So it was like, okay, am I supposed to meet him outside the town? Because I thought I was supposed to just meet him outside the milk bar. But no, he went straight out. He didn't wait. He just left. Then the next time I tried it, I forgot a very important detail. Oh, my little kitty cat's here. But yeah, I forgot a very important detail, which is that you cannot do the bomb shop quest at the same time. Like, you can't save the old lady from the bomb shop and then also do the Cafe's quest, because Sakan, the thief, will never actually show up. Oh, there you are, missed. Okay, kitty cat's hopping up, so I'm going to show her off really quick. You guys like kitty cats? This is my kitty cat. Her name's Misty. She's old. She's grumpy. She's cute. She's needy. She's clinically depressed, I always like to say, because she just has a permanently sad look if she'll actually look up. Come on, Mist, look up. Oh, so cute. There you go, Misty. You can lay on my desk if you want. There we go. I'll often clear a spot on my desk if she decides that she wants to be here. So until she lays down, I'll have to actually use the display from OBS to play. I'll give her some pets though. That usually gets her to lay down a little bit quicker. But yeah, she's like 14 years old, so she is pretty old. I'm actually inherited her basically. My sister originally owned her, but my sister was moving, so she gave her to me. The reason for that is that I think it was probably 4 or 5 years into her having Misty. That's when I started visiting like her house regularly to hang out with her and my niece and nephews. And yeah, it was funny because when I started hanging out there, Misty would always hang out with me. And one time, Misty like laid on my lap, and my sister was like, "What the hell, Misty?" And I looked at her, I was like, "What? Like, what's wrong?" She's like, "She never lays on anyone's lap." And then I looked at her, I was like, "I don't know what you're talking about, man. She's laying on my lap." So, let's just get this conversation out of the way, because otherwise we're going to have to deal with these guards all day. But yeah, no, so when my sister did move, she's like, "Hey, you know, Misty really likes you, like, do you want to keep Misty so she doesn't have to move all the way out to Florida?" Because she used to live here in Idaho. And I was like, "Yeah, I'll take her, because Misty's awesome." To be fair, though, I did not expect Misty to be quite the cat that she is, because Misty's super needy. Like, let me tell you, super needy. But every time I'd visit, like, you know, she'd just come hang out, and I just thought that was it. Like, then after she was done hanging out, she'd just leave. You know, go hide elsewhere. But yeah, no, solidly, though, with having Misty be, like, my kind of full-time, pet, you know, she's a good companion, to be fair. But she is a needy one, let me tell you. Let's make ourselves a little bit of money here. Okay. I'm not sure how many light arrows it takes to kill this guy, but I know it doesn't take as many light arrows as does other arrows, so they should just make this a little bit quicker for us. Okay, I'm going to guess 4 light arrows then. Oh, it must be 5. Oh, it's 6? Yeah. I thought light arrows were stronger than that. Maybe I'm wrong. Because I think it takes 6 of any of the other types of specialty arrows. So I do have a little bit of a little kitty cat here trying to look past. She decided she wanted to stand up, or I guess sit up and clean herself. So, oh, now she's crawling off. Probably gonna lay down for a bit now. Yeah, no, the cat Misty, she's a pretty good cat. Like, she is a bit of a bother sometimes, but honestly, I just gotta let it slide, because, yeah, she's usually really well behaved and everything. Also, if you guys hear piano in the background, that's just my roommate. He's been trying to get some good recordings of piano, so you might hear the same pieces over and over. Okay, look at that. First shot. Second shot. I'm not sure if we'll farm out like a whole bunch of rupees right now, or if we'll wait for later to do that. Because there is a heart piece I can get from getting a certain number of rupees. it is definitely quite a bit of rupees. I think it's like 5,000 total for your personal bank account or whatever. And I think I currently have like 3,000 something, so I'm not quite there. I'm almost there though. Okay. Look at that. There's the second one. Let's actually ditch the Goron's mask for now. We'll just put on the bunny's hood. Okay, there is a silver rupee to be had in town, so we'll just go back to town and get that one instead. Well, that was less than cool. I was hoping it would have given me a magic jar in there. That's why I did the non-magic slash. Like, if you do a quick rotation of the left control stick and then hit the sword button, it'll actually let you do a circular slash, or I guess like the circle attack. I don't know what to call it. Without taking up any magic. So, kind of where we're at here. That's kind of surprising. Like, honestly, it usually gives me magic jars when I cut the grass, so apparently it just doesn't want to cooperate today. Let's just go back to town then. We'll deposit what we have. Grab the silver rupee. And then, depending on how much more gold we need for the heart piece here, I will maybe go out and just farm it. Okay, 3268. Yeah, let's just farm it because it's not going to really take too long, and I have something I'm like waiting for anyway in terms of time. So yeah, we'll just we'll do that. I mean, there are different ways to basically farm out rupees in this game. This is the way I always prefer doing the bird or whatever. I can't remember what the bird is called, but he does have his own little special name. He does give you 200 rupees at a time when you defeat him. The only downside is if he hits you, he'll actually steal an item from you, so you gotta be careful not to let him hit you. I'm pretty decent at aiming in this game, so I'm not too concerned that he's gonna hit me. But yeah, we'll knock on wood for that, because I know the moment that I say that is the moment that he's probably going to get me. Okay, look at that, look at that. Now we have 2 more hits. 1 more hit, I think. If I was actually counting, I might not have been. Haven't missed this time either. Okay, now it should be 1 more hit. Yeah, I was very counting and calculated on that, but my math was just bad. Yep, that one was a miss. The reason why it was a miss is I was already under the belief that I shouldn't have to make that shot. Okay, we're gonna get him this time. We're gonna get him this time. This time. That was bad. That was real bad. Okay. Oh, sweet. Magic jar. The one thing I always find funny is that when you have the bunny ears on, sometimes it's a little bit hard to like turn and stuff, just because you're moving way too quickly. Okay, there should be another magic jar in one of these. Let's grab let's grab this fairy, because it's always a useful thing to have a fairy or two on hand. That way if you go down, you don't really have to worry about it. Ah, cool. Also, let's just kind of show off the Great Fairy Sword for a second. I generally don't use this in-game. It's a pretty good weapon, it's a pain to use because it's not mapped to your B button like a normal sword would be. If you guys had played Ocarina of Time, you would, you probably know already that Ocarina of Time, you could pick up different swords and they would actually be mapped to different spots in your inventory. There's like a special screen for your swords and other equipment specifically. This kind of is a similar screen, but it honestly doesn't have as much space for other stuff as Ocarina of Time did, so. Well, let's take a look here. We almost got this guy down. Okay, that one was getting a little bit closer. The lucky thing is when he does get pretty close, I can just Z-target, and then there's no way I'll miss at that point. Okay. Grab that. Oh, look at that. There was some magic. It's really wanting to give me a lot of bombs today. Even though I think my bombs are already full for this run. Or maybe not run, but this 3-day cycle. Oh, you need more attention, kitty cat. She'll come up and paw at my side if I'm not giving her enough attention. Okay, I think what I'll do is I'm actually going to go spend some rupees really quick. And Misty. You're an absurd little kitty cat. We'll give her some more bets. I've been out of the house today because it's my normal day to hang out with friends and stuff, and you should have seen when I got back, she was at the she heard me come in, then she was at the bottom of the stairs and looking up at me, and she just had such an excited look on her face. She's definitely really cute, though she's definitely pretty needy, so it's kind of a good thing, bad thing. I always like her companionship, but on the flip side, when you're trying to do stuff, sometimes it's man, this is behavior I would not tolerate in a person, even though it's tolerable in a cat. Did I not cause any wolf foes to go, or do they only show up at night? Maybe that's what it is. Maybe I only came here at night before. We're going to go buy some magic beans. Because I think there's a few spots that we need magic beans for to get some more heart pieces. And I'm kind of looking to get some more heart pieces, so. I think we can just take this guy out with an arrow, if I'm remembering correctly. And we'll hit him with that. But yeah, it looks like a light arrow will definitely destroy him. Also, this is a lovely thing you can do with ladders in this. You can get behind them and crawl a different direction than normal. So there's that. You guys didn't know that. Oh, yeah. Let's get through this. Basically, he's like, hey, I'm here selling magic beans to Deku Scrubs. You're not a Deku Scrub, but you look like you're from the town. Do you have something that would help me move to town? I'd rather do business there. We do not. We've already done that kind of side quest, so we're just going to ignore it. We're going to buy 4 of these for now. I don't know that I actually need 4 of them, but honestly, I'd feel better about having 4 of them. Okay, 3. 4. Yeah, main reason for that is there are some spots around in like Termina Field and other areas where you can plant magic beans. I think it gives you access to some heart pieces, so we don't necessarily need some spring water, but we will gather some just to be safe. We'll get 3 bottles. Because I think you can use the Song of Storms to water your magic beans, make them grow. But I'm not 100% on that. See, Goron is the way to travel around Termina. It is definitely the quickest, so let's take that off. Now we'll plant a magic bean right here. Okay, and let me just test out my theory really quick. Okay, I was correct. What's funny is I actually didn't even need this one. I literally could have just hookshotted up here. Okay, it is a red rupee though, so it wasn't all for naught. I guess I still came out, you know, on the profit end of things. Okay. The flower there, I know that takes us over into there, and then you can actually plant a magic bean to get out. I guess that brings up a question that I had. I wonder if magic beans will stick around after a cycle. Actually, let's just do this. Or this. There we go. Oh yeah, I always love that. He's like, I stole that rupee, or those rupees from a crow. Like, don't go stealing my stuff that I just stole. Okay, let's go plant this magic bean just to be safe, though. I know there's one right here. I think there might be... Oh no, there's a gossip stone over here I wanted to check out. So let's put on the Mask of Truth really quick. The postman puts his delivery schedule before everything else, but priority mail is of even greater importance. Okay, cool. I guess we'll plant this. So, change that out for this over here. And yes, let's just hold it up in the air and not actually do anything about it. And I guess we'll do this. I guess at this point the bottles of water are mostly for if I have to plant one of these indoors, because I don't know that the Song of Storms will work indoors for things, but this one right here literally just gets you over the little area there, the fenced area. It just, again, I'm not 100% sure if those stick around or not. If they do stick around, that would be really great, because often I might end up in there for other stuff, and having a quick, convenient way out would be super nice. Let's go this way, though. Cool, that's where the other one is. And then we'll just Song Storms it again. One thing that always throws me off when I'm playing this is that the button controls on the Switch are definitely a bit different, so definitely kind of awkward to do. Let's just shield ourselves. Cool. And actually, this one looks like we can just climb it, so let's do that. I think there will be something up here for us. Because I know if you're looking through the telescope out here, you'll actually see a guy standing on top of that, just kind of dancing along. But apparently there is nothing too useful here. I kind of feel a little bit disappointed that there isn't anything. Maybe it's a different pillar. I guess we'll see. So we'll ride this. No! Oh man. Try that again. Also, I think I'm gonna put on the stone mask for now, so I don't have all these bomb chews trying to attack me. Stone mask is super useful in this game. It doesn't work on everything, but it does work on some enemies that can be annoying otherwise. Like these bomb chews. Okay, let's try this one more time. Actually, let's do one thing here, just so we can see if there is anything in that pot up there. Ah, I couldn't break the pot with an arrow. That tells me that there's probably something in it. Maybe? Okay, it's just a fairy. Well, that's a little bit disappointing. I was honestly hoping that there'd be some sort of board or heart piece or something. Let's see, though. I mean, I know there is a set of quests I can do right now for heart piece, but I honestly don't want to do them because it's pretty long for just getting one heart piece. Like, literally, you have to go defeat 3 of the temple bosses, and then after you do that, you have to go, or no, not 3 of the temple bosses, 1 temple boss, and then like, I think it's 3 temple mid-bosses. So, not worth it in my opinion, at least not right now. I might do it. I guess we'll see, Part of me wants to kill some time in this game a little bit differently, but we'll see. It might be something I do. The first thing I do have to do though is we have to come in here. Can I go in yet? Yes, I can. We're a little bit early though, so I'm going to do this. We're going to unfreeze time, or not unfreeze, but unslow down. I'm gonna pet the kitty while the song plays. I feel like I should set up some sort of like point redemption or maybe chat redemption for like a slideshow of you know, various cat pics I have of Misty. Being grumpy little kitty cat. Okay, so now we should be able to chat with her. Let's put that there. Okay, and let's just chat with her normally. Yes, I do have a reservation, so if you can give us that room. This is the only little bit of, like, I guess... What's the word? What's the term? Vindication I get for doing this quest for a third time, and then I'll have to do it for a fourth time as well. So... I just take a little bit of, like, joy in the fact that someone else has to suffer for me doing this quest, because this quest is definitely not my favorite. Let's see. Oh, let's go talk to the grandma in there, and depending on what she has to say about her stories, I will determine whether we're going to kill time at the Stockpot Inn, or if we're going to kill time elsewhere. But let's see. Okay, so that's at, it looks like midnight-ish. So yeah, we'll talk to her. Well, she said 11:30. I don't think it's like midnight when she actually gets in there. We do need a specific mask for this part, and it cost us 500 gold to get this mask last stream, and this is the only place we'll ever use it, really. So, oh, Tortoise, did you finish helping Father? Then let Mother read you a story. Now, which story would you like to hear? Carnival time is 2 hours. 4 Giants is till morning, so we're definitely not doing 4 Giants. We'll do Carnival time. The Carnival time, is it? The Carnival is almost here, so it's good for you to learn its meanings. A little long, but I'll read it with some enthusiasm. Ahem. Oh, I got a cat in my way. The Carnival of Time. Each year, the season of harmony begins when the sun and moon are in alignment. Paying homage to the way that both nature and time are tirelessly in the process of progressing. The Carnival of Time is when the peoples of the 4 worlds celebrate that harmony and request fruitfulness for the year. For ages, people have worn masks resembling the giants, who are the gods of the 4 worlds. Now it has become a custom for each person to bring a handmade mask to the Carnival of Time. It is said that if a couple united on the day of the festival and dedicated the mask as a sign of their union, it would bring good luck. The centerpiece of the carnival is the clock tower, and on the eve of all of the festivities, the doors to its roof are opened. From atop the clock tower roof, a ceremony called the gods is held, and an ancient song is sung. All of these festivities for the Carnival of Time are held so that we may ask the gods for a rich harvest in the year to come. That one's not too bad. Oh, Misty, I got in the way of you scratching your ear. I'm sorry, kitty cat. You did a good job. That's all for Tortoise. Now, when does the clock tower roof open? On the eve of the carnival. So if we didn't have this mask, we literally would actually just fall asleep during your story. You did a good job remembering. That's the boy I'm proud of. I'll give you some candy as a prize. The candy she gives us is a heart piece, so you can actually get 2 heart pieces from her. And we did add her to a notebook. It's pretty funny, actually. Basically, all you have to do is listen to her stories, which are pretty cool. You have to have the all-night mask, though, because otherwise your character, like Link, he just falls asleep. You can't do it, man. It's like, this old lady is kind of boring to listen to. You can see we need to get 1 more ribbon for her, or, quest. But yeah, she'll give us another heart piece when we do that. I'm just taking a look here to see who's not complete yet. So we still need to complete Madame Dutour and the Postman, which is related to the quest I'm doing. Oh, and her as well, but hers is easy. Hers is just me reading some flavor text to you guys. The Madame Dutour Cafe Anjou Postman quest is a handful. Okay, let's see. So we're going to go with the Goron mask, and yeah, here we go. I think I'll just let time flow pretty freely. I guess while we're letting time flow, we'll also just go and deposit some more rupees in the bank. Actually haven't even gotten to the rupees that I talked about earlier, like the 100 rupees you can get real easily, which actually lets you collect every cycle, so here we go. And we talked to this person a million times, so I'm not going to read out their stuff. I generally like to read if it's new stuff, but if it's just old text that we've read before... Oh no. But yeah, if it's generally this old stuff we've read before, I'm kind of like, nah, we'll just skip through it. We'll deposit another 500. Yes. I was actually having some regrets there. I was like, wait, 500 is probably too much. We'll go kill that bird once, though, because I do need 200 rupees. And then the 200 rupees, basically I'll use for getting a pretty helpful item. I guess it might not be as helpful in this current chain of events that I'm doing, but I don't know. Maybe it will be. I think. Yeah, I should probably, I guess, I'll do that other long quest that I kind of am not huge on doing. But we'll do that as well. It'll be worth it in the end, honestly. So I guess I'll slow down time for now. I was like, I was kind of under the impression that I wouldn't do it. But I don't know. I finally convinced myself into it. It's like, it's not that it's hard, it's just that it's time consuming. Okay, we're going to make sure to hit this bird consistently. And by that I mean I'm just telling you a lie there. I'm probably going to miss it sometimes. Got one more light arrow, and that's actually what we needed. Sweet. Okay, let's grab that. And I think what I'll do is if I can get myself another magic jar or two, actually farm up some rupees from these blue bubbles out here. Because if you hit them with a light arrow, they'll actually give you a 50 rupee piece. So we'll collect a bit of that. Yes, are there any more blue bubbles in the area here? Doesn't look like it. Okay, cool. Oh, actually, I wonder if I can find some bugs. I wonder if there's anything important or valuable in the wall there. So I'm going to dump out a couple of these. I'll keep one just as my safety, or if I do end up entering a area where it becomes necessary to use that instead of the Song of Storms. And yeah, we'll see if we can find any bugs. Ooh, look at that. Popped up right behind me. Okay, I think I have more than enough rupees for what I'm trying to do in the game right now. Let's go find if I can find like a rock or something. Or actually, I think the Stockpot Inn has bugs. Might go there for some bugs. Yeah, we'll just do that, actually. Stockpot Inn is a good place for catching fish, and I think it's also a good place for catching bugs. Oh, plus I need to collect my rupees from there anyway. There's another 100 rupees I can get because I stole this Goron's room. He unfortunately has the same name as me, so it basically means he loses his room when I selfishly claim it. I actually don't know if I've shown off the interaction between the Goron and Anju when he shows up for his room and it's not there. I'll have to think about that sometime. I might show that off if I haven't already. Let's do this though, and I guess I need a bottle. Or two. Probably don't need light arrows inside. I'm not here to kill anyone, so... Oh, hey, it's Anju. Oh, I didn't have to take the other entrance. I feel a little bit dumb now. Oh, yep, there's bugs in here. In the kitchen, even. Okay, are there not more bugs in here? Let's do this. We'll do that. I will grab us at least one more jar of bugs. The cool thing is, as long as you have a jar of bugs on hand, you can actually make more bugs from it, because when you open up a jar of bugs, it drops 3 bugs. And then all you need to catch it, catch and fill a jar is just 1 bug, so... let's go out to the wall now. I really want to see what's in the thing. We'll just go around this way. I can't remember which side it was on. I think it might have been this side, though. Yeah, here we go. Well, I feel a little bit conned by that, honestly. Let's just convert these into a set of 3 bugs at least. Or a set of 2 bugs, actually. You gotta be a little bit quick, otherwise they might get away. Because I think after a while they will burrow. But as long as you have an extra jar on you, you can make sure you never run out. It can be a little bit of a pain in temple sometimes to do it though, as basically... So when they crawl up the wall, it's a little bit harder to get them sometimes. I think they also take a bit longer to dig down if they're on the wall, so... I guess that is the kind of trade-off there, is when they're on the wall, it's harder to get them, but I don't think they dig down as quick. Let's go take a look at the mushrooms, see if there's any mushrooms that have anything on them. Because I kind of would like to get all of the heart containers if possible. I know it's not going to be, well, probably not possible. Okay, nothing there or there. There we go. Ooh, a gossip stone. Let's talk this guy. I always like gossip stones because they'll tell you various secrets in the game that you might not know otherwise. Anju, woman at the inn, is known for being careless and frequently mixes up guests. That's hinting at the fact that basically if you go there at the right time, you can actually get a room, as I did. So, I'm just kind of letting you know that. That's another thing you can do is there will be songs kind of posted on there. If you play them, you'll get some rupees. I think that's about all it gives you, and it doesn't really seem to give you much, but I always thought it was a cool little detail. Let's go. Let's see. Take a look. Let me see what all's available for us to go do. Got that one, got that one. We still need to collect the 5,000 rupees. That one. So we do still need to do the frog one, which I knew. We already got the Zora one. We still need to do the other story time one. Let's go inside the gates just to make sure nothing attacks us. That one. Oh, I guess there is another one that we need to do that I haven't done yet, so I don't think we can get it done today in game. But yeah, there is another one that we can do. Oh, I guess there is one in Great Bay that we might be able to pick up right now. So we'll go to Great Bay really quick. And while I'm there, I might actually see if we can defeat the mini boss. No, actually, with where the art pieces that we could collect, I don't think it's a viable option to do that. Okay. It was a thought, but it was a bad thought. It happens sometimes, though. So we'll do this. Do. And just pop out of the water here. Also, the Great Bay Area is just full of like-likes. If you guys have never played a Zelda game before, like-likes, when they capture you, they'll actually steal your shield. I don't know if they'll steal your shield if you're using something like the Zora or Yoran or anything, because I know that the bird that will steal your sword won't steal your sword if you're using one of the transformation masks. But I don't know if likes will steal anything if you're using a transformation mask. I try not to find out. I don't think they do actually. Because yeah, I think I've been sucked in by them a couple times as Zora. And I don't think I've ever had them steal anything from me. Oh. I was going to grab this as well, see what this Gossip Stone says. The reward for Romani's nighttime assistance seems to be something that holds milk. Okay, yeah, that one just tells you that when you help out Romani as her assistant, you'll actually get a bottle. So, I think Romani gives you a bottle, and I think her sister gives you a mask. Yeah. I actually can't remember her sister's name, honestly, which is kind of terrible, because her sister's kind of cool. Like, she's super responsible, even though she doesn't really know what's going on with Romani. But that's mostly because Romani kind of keeps to herself, so I can't really blame that one on the sister. Okay. Don't need milk. It's a rare thing for me to say, because milk is like one of the greatest drinks ever. But don't need it quite yet. So let's just go like this. Okay, I have an idea here. We're We're gonna try not to get too close to that like, because I know if I do, it's probably gonna aggro him, and then he's gonna be like, hey, I know you weren't paying attention to me, but how would you like to be like food? Okay, this does answer a question that I had asked myself earlier. Magic beans do go away, so I guess that explains why they're cheaper in this game than they were in Ocarina of Time. Let's do that. We will play this. Oh, I forgot. Okay. Yeah, so for the C buttons in this game, you can either use the right control stick as a C button, or you can also use the let's see, what's it called? Oh, I need the Scarecrow song. Let's actually go do that, because that is something that, whereas in Ocarina of Time you only ever had to set the Scarecrow song once, in Majora's Mask you actually have to set that every 3-day cycle. So I always forget about that. Okay. Hopefully the store where the Scarecrow's at is open. Still, I think it's open at night. I could be wrong, though. Hopefully it's still open so I can actually just go do the Scarecrow song with him. Yeah, it is open at night, it's just a different clerk. I guess while I'm in here, let's actually buy some Deku Nuts. Like, some people would like to discount Deku Nuts, but honestly I think they're pretty useful. So, speak to the Scarecrow, do. No, we're not going to dance, so no. Oh wait, actually I think I was just supposed to pull out the ocarina in front of it. Here we go. As per every Scarecrow song in existence, you always just make it, the most minimalistic shitty thing ever. Which I always think is funny because, like, the Scarecrow's always ranting and raving about it, and it's like, yeah, if I could just play one single note the whole time, honestly, that's what I would do. So let's warp back to Great Bay then. I should be able to get this well before Anju is ready, or not ready, but before she's ready to leave. Because basically you have from, like, I think midnight to like 4 or 5 in the morning to get talk to her and get the stuff done that she needs you to do. So that's what we'll do. Let's see though. Zora's Mask, that's what I was looking for. Yeah, we'll actually just swim along the side this time. As I think this might be a little bit quicker since the Zora has like an amazing swim speed. The other thing that I always loved to do with the Zora when I was a kid was just make him, like, kind of do like these little dolphin jumps, or whatever you want to call them. They're stupid. I always thought they were fun as a kid, so I'd entertain myself with them often. Yep, here we go. Cool. And we're even close enough. That is even better. Woo! Okay. So here we're going to need the ocarina, and we're going to play the most beautiful song I just composed. Oh yeah, look at that. I always find it funny that the Scarecrow's purpose in life is literally just to be a hookshot target. Okay, I guess I've already done that. I just didn't think I had. let's warp back to Clocktown. We'll take care of some more Clocktown stuff. So go there. And then yeah, after warping back to Clocktown, I think what I'll do is I will grab the letter I need to deliver for Anju. I'll put it in the mailbox so it gets delivered the next day, and I think I'll work on the Don Garo quest, which is probably the most labor-intensive for a piece of heart. But it is what it is. Also, I came the wrong way. Also, I could be moving faster. Let's remedy both of those situations. Okay. Since the door is locked, we have to take basically the back way into the Stockpot Inn, which is just being a Deku scrub and flying up here. There we go. Okay. Let's do that, and we just gotta talk to Anju while we're here. It'll be like, hey, deliver this piece of mail. We'll drop it in the mailbox, call it a day, go to the milk bar, get some Chateau de Romani, and life will be good. Okay, we've already been through this twice already. And I still haven't gotten everything done for this quest that I need to, which is annoying. Again, mostly because like it glitched the first time, and then the second time I kind of messed up the chain of events in the quest, so I can't blame it for the second time. The second time was solidly me, but it still makes me a little bit salty on the inside. Okay, take that off, put the club members' Romani's mask on. Which I always find funny, because you're literally the only one here who is required to wear this. We've been through this several times. We're going to go with the Chateau. And we will pound that right now. Yeah, once you unlock the Chateau Romani, I honestly think you should always just buy one of those any set of 3 days. Like, it'll literally just make your life easier. Take that off because I don't need it to leave the store. Put that back on. But yeah, I've watched a few people stream this, and it was their first time streaming it, and each time I watched them, one mistake they would always make was seeming that they wouldn't have the Chateau de Romani for some of the stuff they were doing. Oh, okay. We're gonna take off the bunny ears to make this jump happen. Or actually, I have a better idea. Can we actually hook shot onto these things? They do look like targets. No. No. Let's give it one more try. No, okay. Well, that's a little bit disappointing. I wasn't expecting any different, but there is some hope. Just a little bit. Okay, we'll take that off. Do that jump. Do the bigger jump. Put it back on. I do always like that for these normal masks like this, you can just switch them on and off as quick as you want to. Like, you don't have to wait for them like you do for the transformation masks. You can just flip them on, flip them off, which is convenient, because you can use that while you're moving and stuff. Like, if you're doing the bunny hood like this, yeah, if you have to make like a jump that you don't want to be as quick for, you just take it off, then you put it back on afterwards. I got the things downtown I wanted to do. Oh, I still need to deliver that letter. Okay, we'll use this mailbox, so... Deposit mail here, ka-ching. Your letter has been received, ka-ching. It shall be delivered tomorrow, ka-ching. Okay, we're going to warp to Snowhead first, as that is the temple that we'll have to beat the boss for, and then also the mid-boss for to do the Don Giro stuff. Let's go Snowhead, because I think the other heart piece we can get from this area, we can actually come down from Snowhead for. So, okay, cool. We'll deal with that guy in just a moment, but for now, we'll go this way. Actually, no, let's go deal with him now, because I think if you deal with him now, well, if you deal with the boss and stuff, I don't think you have to worry about the boulders and stuff, so it makes it a little bit easier. Okay, I gotta drink some water. It's been a little bit. Got some of my hydrates out of the way earlier. Haven't had a hydrate in a while. Yeah, let's bring up my request queue. I actually think there's some hydrates that I have from prior streams I haven't done yet, so. You request queue. Yeah. Oh man, I had one from 11 days ago that I still hadn't gotten to. Okay, cool. You have that cleared up though, so. Ah, damn. Okay, we're going to see if I can do this like a boss this time, or if I suck balls. Because you can basically just ride all the way up into the temple. And that was not it. I'm going to do what we're going to call the safety strat. Okay, that was not the safety strat, but no, I think what I'll do, I think I'm going to ride into the Great Fairy's Fountain. And then from the Great Fairy's Fountain, I can get some better attempts if I fall. I think the problem here is I think the joystick for like a Pro controller is a lot more sensitive than the joystick you'd be using on original hardware for this. So, if you're using a Pro controller, I guess even probably just the regular Joy-Cons for a Nintendo Switch, like, it is way too sensitive sometimes. Oh, okay, I didn't fall off, like, completely. Where are all these bows coming from? Okay, let's try this again. Oh, there's so many, but oh my god, and they actually even interrupt your spike roll. That's surprising. What the hell? Okay, we're going to do this, because honestly, I don't think there's supposed to be all these bows out here. What the heck is this? What the hell? Yeah, that was a lot of like white bows, and again, I don't think there's supposed to be that many out and about. I mean, I could be wrong. Maybe there are, but it doesn't feel like there should be. Yes, we're gonna go to the lair of the temple's boss, and then we're just going to destroy this guy as quickly as possible. I think what I'll do is we will use the fire arrow to unfreeze him, I will use the Goron, and hopefully I get some chances to, like, stun him. Because I think if we can stun him, we might be able to hit him with, like, a light arrow, and I think the light arrow supposedly does a lot of damage to most enemies. I mean, feels kind of like a lie based upon the one bird that drops the giant rupee, but supposedly the giants, or the light arrow is supposed to be really damaging. Okay, here we go. Okay, we're going to come the opposite way because we buffed that one real bad. And the cool thing with that is he didn't have quite the drop on us that he would have had otherwise. Because you saw he had to, like, move around. Okay, cool. Oh, damn. Normally I'm super good at those, but I was, like, in the middle of the jump. I do find it funny, like, if you were jumping, you're, like, so screwed if you line up with one of these boulders. It'll definitely interrupt you. Man, he's getting me today. I am not used to him being able to hit me with those boulders. Like, normally I avoid them so well. I'm just going to come on the inside edge. I had it turned slightly, still forward even, and it was acting like I had turned it backwards or something. Because yeah, if you do backwards when you're doing a roll like that, it'll actually take you out of the roll. Okay. Here we go. Yeah, we're just going to hit him with one of these real quick. Yeah, we'll still have one. Oh my god, really? That was lame. That was... I feel like the game really cheated me on that one. Like, oh, I'm about to line up a perfect shot with a light arrow on him. Boom. Puts like a stalactite right in the middle. Okay, here we go. Okay, it does seem like the light arrows are pretty damaging to him, so that's at least good. At this point, I think before I'm able to roll him down and stun him again, I think it'll probably just kill him, like if I hit him a few more times. So he's looking pretty rough. We'll just do one of these. Yeah, that one wasn't going to go good at all. This is like the most difficult fight I've had with this guy in a while. I feel like this game is pulling out like all the stops to make this difficult too. Okay. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Went down super easy peasy. Lemon squeezy. I say after all that struggle I fit into the single fight, but hey, that is what it is. That's neither here nor there. Let's go exit out of here. So the snowhead, or I guess the mountain area, is going to be all cleared out. And then we're going to collect a heart piece from kind of up towards Snowhead. Also, we're not going to talk to that frog quite yet. We'll talk to him later, though. Nope, not what I wanted to do. Still not what I wanted to do. Okay. I have a real bad tendency to forget that the, oh wait, no, this is the way to Snowhead. I have a real bad tendency to forget that the right trigger isn't the lock-on. It's the one that lets you use C buttons. I mean, you can also use control stick for C buttons, but honestly, I think that's a worse option. I know that the GameCube had control stick for C buttons, and I honestly have never liked that idea. I'm sure some people like it, it just, I don't know, it never felt right to me. Okay. Woo, okay. Maybe this is the vantage point you need. Yeah, this is looking right. Let's take a look here. Let's see. We need the Eye of Truth, or I guess the Lens of Truth. And then let's see if we can... Oh. Let's see if we can get one of these guys. The Guais. Okay. There's a Guai out of the way. Cool. We're gonna need that. Then we're going to need that. Yeah, I think what I'll do is today I will try to at least get the last mask that we need, which is the Postman's Cap, and I'll try to get all of the non-moon related pieces of heart. I don't know if I'll get the last bottle today, but we'll see. I might. Oh man, there is one piece of heart that I'm not looking forward to trying to get, though. It's the one that you have to get a perfect score at the shooting range in town. And the Octoroks, I don't know what it is. Like, the shooting range that should be harder, the one that's near the swamp, that one has always seemed a little bit easier to me than the Octorok one. I think that's because, like, you can just basically spam the fire button and just keep shooting arrows. Whereas the Octorok one, like, will kind of punish you for that. The Octorok one's a little bit slower paced, though, so as long as you're being careful, generally it shouldn't be too hard. But I think with the extra sensitivity of using a Switch controller, I think it kind of makes it so that you lose the advantage on that one. Okay, let's go up here. At this point, we actually don't even have to do this mid-boss second. I just kind of want to deal with them second. That way I don't have to worry. And we're already over here anyway, so it just makes sense. Okay, cool. Let me take a look at the map. I'm not even 100% sure where the mid-boss is for this area. Freaking bows. Okay. Doesn't tell me where, so I think where the mid-boss is. I think he's at the very bottom level. But honestly, I could be wrong. Okay. first order of business, we really don't need the light arrows per se in this area. We are pretty overpowered, and we also have the fire arrow already, so we can kind of skip ahead in some areas. I'm just going to basically unfreeze a lot of these places that need unfreezing. I think this one might be the mid-boss area. Let me check. No. Okay. The mid-boss is either up here towards, like, maybe he's on the very bottom. I just can't remember. That's the door we came in from. This is the other door that I shot unfrozen. Okay, that just leads us over to this side. Okay, let's see what's through this one. This one's just this room. I guess we'll take care of these guys while we're here. Might as well. I think this kind of gives us another shortcut, basically. Yeah, this will give us basically another shortcut. Cool. Is this the small key that we need to get to the other side? Yes, it is. Okay. I don't want to leave this area quite yet then. Let's see. Where does this bring us? It brings us here. Oh, I guess one other thing I can use to make this area even easier is let's equip the stone mask. Boom. Oh, what's in this chest? Is this just going to be a fairy or is it something else? I can't remember. Rupee. Cool. Luckily, I've already collected all the fairies for this temple. And yeah. That'll make it a little bit easier. The one temple that was a little bit cheesed about the fairy collecting was the water temple, though. If you guys saw my episode on that, I completely messed that one up. Okay. Let's see where that one takes us. Oh my, I don't even think that key was supposed to go into that door. Come on. There we go. I don't think that using that key on the wrong door will bone me in any way, because I'm pretty sure that when they made this game, they were pretty good about making sure they didn't leave any areas that'll completely mess you up if you miss, but I'm not gonna bank on that, honestly. Oh, I have an idea here. See, this is why I said that Deku Nuts come in real handy. Guys like this. And we'll actually change this out to a light arrow. Okay, so light arrows are more powerful. It's just some enemies aren't super weak to them. That makes sense. Cool. Okay, I think that would be where the mid-boss is then. So, what we will do is put on the Goron's mask. And then we have to go unlock the door, basically. Or, not unlock, but... okay. Oh my god. There's something about that always bothers me so much, and I really know that it shouldn't bother me, but it always does. Just watching a character fall in the game, like, it just... Something... Because I have a fear of heights, and, like, it kind of tells my fear of heights, like, you're falling, man, you're falling. And it's like, no, I'm not falling, though. My character in a video game is falling. I personally am, you know, flat on the ground right now, or sitting down, or whatever you want to say. I am firmly planted on the ground, though. Okay, so I do have to go in this one, it looks like. I wonder if I can take out these lizards, I think that's what they're called, with a light arrow. Ah, sweet, you can. Man, he just has to be in the worst spot. That's pretty fun. He gives me a chest. It's like, honestly, that's not really a reward for me at this point. Actually, it might be. I don't know. Let's see. We'll go collect it just to make sure that it's not actually a key or something, because we did kind of use a key for a different area already. So I may have messed up. Who knows? Okay, magic jar, magic jar. Probably a fairy. Yeah, it's a fairy. I think keys are generally in, like, the chest that you'll find items in. Oh man, I missed that jump. Okay. Ugh. There we go. And here we go. We'll put this mask on. Actually, yeah, I had an idea. Depending on how late this is going to go, because, I don't know, probably not going to stay up quite as late as I can to stream. I might get a couple of these temples knocked out, and then I might actually just save state it, or not even save state, I guess owl statue it for now, and then complete this mission that I'm currently, I wouldn't even say it's a mission, but, you know, this activity that I'm currently doing tomorrow. Oh, sweet. I did need those, though. I just got a little bit later of a start than I wanted to today, mostly because I wanted to watch my buddy Echo's stream, because he's a little bit newer to streaming, so it's nice to catch his stuff, give him a little bit of support. He also just hit 30 followers, so he's going to be doing a special for that, so I'm pretty excited to see that. He's going to stream for 6 hours, which is the most he's streamed for yet, I believe. I keep telling him we should just go for the 24-hour stream, but he's not quite buying into the 24-hour stream life yet. Let's... this... I think I have to go down to the bottom, because I think there's a couple of things for me to punch out of the stack there. And then I think I basically have to ascend from there. I always hate the mini-boss parts, like redoing the mini-bosses. Because basically you have to go through a lot more of the temple than you would have to otherwise. Whereas at least for the like defeating the bosses, it's super easy because you can just warp straight to them. Okay, let's see, where is this? Oh, this is where I just came from. Cool. Okay. No, let's try this again. That was bad. Real bad. Okay. Does this one lead? Oh, I think this is one of those doors that I... Wait, nope. Nope, not one of those doors. Okay. Don't worry, guys. I'm lost in the temple that, like, I should be fully acquainted with where things are. I do find it kind of funny that the stray fairy I left earlier is just wandering around still. I mean, it's probably bad on me, but hey, it is what it is. Okay. We'll see if we can roll across this, otherwise we'll just take the easy way. But look at that, I was able to roll across just fine. I think this is the one that I'm more likely to mess up though, so... We'll just, we'll hope I don't. Okay, cool. Okay, punch that out of the way. I think the next one just takes us up a level. Oh, okay, okay. That one scared me a little bit there. Did not want to fall all the way back to the bottom. That would be a little bit of a pain. I mean, at least all I have to do at that point is just kind of scale upwards, but I don't know, that to me that's a little bit of a pain sometimes. Okay, I'm going to try something risky here. So, if this fails... Actually, I'm going to do something I normally wouldn't do for this. We're going to create a suspend point here. Normally I've just been doing this as a backup just to make sure if like the game doesn't save properly, I at least have that, but this time I'm just going to use it as a way to test the theory. Okay. That did not go as catastrophically wrong as it could have, so I'm going to do the proper thing for getting to where I need to be then. Which actually, yeah, we should just be able to do that. Cool. We'll go by these guys because we've already cleared out this little section. I just wanted to make sure that if I fell to the bottom again, I wouldn't have to worry about it. What's he even aiming at, man? Okay. Let's show off the Great Fairy Sword here. So we'll do this, and that. And then, yeah, if we just go like that, you can see that the Great Fairy Sword is like literally one hit on them. It's a very powerful weapon in this game. The problem with it is that you can't use your normal attack button. Actually, to be fair, I say that, but for this... darn. I did kind of mess up. I think what we'll try to do is we will try to do what I was trying to do earlier again. But with a little bit more. Actually, I guess let's just do one of these then. So load suspend. Boom. Okay, let's try that one more time. I just want to see if it's possible. We're gonna make this really risky this time. Because the Goron roll gives you a bit more distance and speed. It's also a little bit harder to control when you land. Okay, maybe not, so let's try that again. Oh my god. That one was bad. Okay, we're gonna do that. We're gonna come up here. Yeah, I wasn't supposed to knock out two of those pillars that I had knocked out. So that's an unfortunate... Oh my god. Okay. It's going to come out, and then we're going to Z target so I can see where I need to. The camera angle here when it exits is not great. Okay. Oh, wait. Yeah, we're going to do this. Oh my god, I am literally dumb. Guys, I'm super stupid. And this is the second time I've said tonight, but I might just be the dumbest. Literally all I had to do was come over here, grab this Deku Scrub mask, and then I can literally just fly over there. Yeah. I'm not feeling great about that one. That one's pretty dumb. Pretty dumb. Is this the correct mid-boss for this? I think he is. I don't remember there being another mid-boss in this temple, so he must be the one. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe this one doesn't, or isn't part of the Garo quest, or Don Garo. There we go. Don Garo. I know for sure that the swamp one, and then also the ocean one are part of it. Also, I don't recall this guy ever giving me as much trouble on like the original hardware as he has on this Switch version. Like, I think with the original hardware it's like easier to distinguish him because, like, you know, the other ones were so kind of blurry looking compared to him. Okay. Check something because I feel kind of dumb here. Okay. But yeah, it looks like I was wrong. There isn't one here. Let's just warp out of here. I guess warp to the entrance. I mean, I still had to come up here and defeat this mid-boss anyway. Or not the mid-boss, but the boss. So, didn't really lose any time by taking out the mid-boss. Okay, we're gonna do this, and then, we're going to go to, I guess, let's go back to Clocktown, because I know there's one by where Cafe lives. Oh, and I think we still need to speak to Cafe, depending on what time of day it is. Yeah. Oh, it's actually way too early in the day to speak to Cafe. Okay. Let's equip the bunny hood for now, and we'll have the Don Garo mask on standby. Okay, cool. Speak to him. Oh, Don Garo, it has been so long. What has brought you all this way? Could it be? Spring has finally come to the mountain. Now look, it is true. Winter is so long, I began to lose all hope. I understand. I shall head for the mountains immediately. Yeah, so basically we just have to get all the frogs. 2 of them you have to get from mini-bosses, and then the other ones are just kind of located randomly. One's already located in the mountain village. One's located in Southern Swamp. I can't remember if you need to do the boat ride for it or not. Let's see. I think I'll get the 2 swamp area frogs, and then I will go do the shooting gallery in Clocktown. And yeah, that should put me at a good level for, or a good time of day, maybe? Maybe that's a better way to phrase it. Let's put on the Zora's Mask to get through here. I think this water is deep enough that I can actually swim, maybe? No. Well, I guess we can at least wade through it this way, though. It definitely beats trying to do this as the Deku, because if you're the Deku, you have to bounce around and stuff, and there's like so many opportunities for you to fail. This one says the same thing as last one, so we already read these lines. Cool. And there's that one. We're just going to warp to Woodfall Temple. With that, we'll actually start as the Deku Scrub, as you do have to use the Deku Scrub and the Sonata of Awakening in conjunction to actually access the temple. See a little gray kitty cat wandering around. But she does. Southern Swamp, Iconic Canyon, Woodfall. I always find it funny that Woodfall comes up before the Southern Swamp. Because it feels like basically the Southern Swamp should probably be first. And with a lot of the areas, I think the thing that comes first is generally the town or village or whatever, compared to the other thing. Let's see. So Woodfall. We need Sonata of Awakening. Cool. Do. Okay, I played that a little bit faster than I was expecting because, like, somehow... Oh, I think what it was is while I was still holding the A button, I think basically what happened is I released the right triggers, so it went from being a right C to an A. So I think that's what happened. Because that threw me off. I was like, wait a second, I didn't hit that note another time. Like, how did that work? That's cute of them, offering me a way straight to the boss. Yeah, if I just had to beat the boss, I'd be perfectly okay with it. Okay, let's see here. Now we kind of just thread the needle through the 2 large Skulltulas. And I can't remember where the mini-boss is. Okay, cool thing is, I actually can make this area open up a little bit earlier than it would. As if we go like this, should... Okay, I was like, should clear this out, but apparently not. Okay, sweet. Oh, and it depoisons it too. I didn't remember if that was what depoisoned it or not. Okay, that was bad. I hesitated. The hesitation caused me failure. Okay, let's see, I gotta figure out what'll open the story here. Okay, cool. That works for me, honestly. I'm perfectly cool with that. Open this door. Is this the mid-boss room? No. That is definitely not the mid-boss room. That is the room to the actual boss. Let's go, I guess, this way first. See if maybe this is the mid-boss room. No, this is not the mid-boss room, but I do think that the mid-boss room is off of here. Ooh, shoot this guy. Ah, cool. Wasn't necessarily necessary, but I'll take it. Not opposed to it. I think that the mid-boss is actually down here. Oh, I guess I don't have to cut that. Yes, okay. Yeah, I was not prepared for this fight, if we're being honest here. Apparently I'm still not prepared for this fight. Okay, we're just gonna go over here. And with this one, all you have to do to defeat these guys is just pop out of these flowers, and the process of doing that will just defeat them. I'm sure you can probably do something else, but that's how I always defeat them. Okay. Is that not the mid-boss that I need to do? I was thinking it might not be, but hey, you know. It was worth the attempt. So, let's move on then. Okay, so let's go over to this one, see what's up in this room. Oh, this is the boss. Cool. That was quick. Let's see if I can hit him with like a light arrow. Okay, we'll try this again. Okay, looks like I do actually have to knock him off the turtle here. Okay. I think this will be it right here. If I can nail him with this arrow, I think we'll be good. Cool. Cool. And yeah, this will be the one that I think turns in, yep, Dongro. Or not Dongro, but into a frog. For the Dongro quest. So, I will go speak to him real quick. Then we'll go back to town and try to do the shooting gallery. Same dialogue as last time, so I just skip through that. Grab the ocarina. We'll just go all the way to the front of the temple, and then we'll warp. Again, I'm just going to warp to Clock Town. And then after I try and probably fail for like 10 years at the shooting minigame, I will go to the water temple. And at the water temple, I should be able to get the last frog that we'll need. And then basically what we do at that point is we just play some songs for the frogs. Okay, clock down, clock down, clock down. I'm just so bad at remembering where I need to go sometimes. That's what that was. Okay. I might actually just do the shooting minigame for now, who knows. Guess I'll probably actually do a owl save for tonight. Not something I normally do, but I think Animal Crossing actually took me a bit longer than it normally did. Plus, again, I also started a little bit later than I normally do, so... shooting gallery. Already distracted. Here we go. Okay, yeah, we'll give it a try. 20 rupees. Boom, boom. Okay. Oh my god, this is already not going my way. Oh man, I wish he could use like something else. The sensitivity on this is a little bit much. Like I go to like be gentle and it like moves over way too much for me. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, on a Switch controller, this might literally be impossible. Okay, 20 more rupees. High score is 39. Okay. I need a perfect 50. Fucking shit, man. God damn. Fucking Switch controller is not good for this. I might try with like the Joy-Cons in a moment, just because I think their sensitivity is a little bit different from the Pro controller. So, we'll give them a try. Okay, we're gonna try with the Joy-Cons. Give me a second here. Okay. Okay, cool. Okay, can I change up my control? No, I don't want to use that. I want to use both Joy-Cons. that not possible? Is that just impossible? What the hell, man? Okay, okay, oh my god. Let's see here. Controllers. Come on. Change grip order. Boom. Cool. No, yes. Okay, cool. God. My Nintendo was just it was trying to make my like life really hard there. Oh my god, okay. Okay. You know what? These are a bit more jerky, I'd say, than the other one. Yeah, this is gonna be impossible with like fucking Switch controls, man. Like a Switch controller anyway. Like, this game was not made to be this high sensitivity. Okay, I'm going to actually switch back from the Switch controls to the Pro controller. So let's take up. That was a very short-lived experiment. Okay. Cool. I think what I'll do is I'll always kind of start from this area and just swing through. Oh my god. What the fuck? Man, I don't know. I might skip this hard entirely, or this hard piece. Because it is frustrating using a Switch controller for this. I mean, maybe as I do it more, I'll get used to it. It just... That and, like, I don't think the original game is inverse like this, but it is inverse on the Switch controls, and that bothers the hell out of me. Okay. Get a purple rupee. Let's try again. I'll give it, like, 3 more tries, and then I think I'm just gonna call it for night, because otherwise I'm gonna get way too salty at this game. And I kind of maintain anymore that if you're getting angry at a game, like, way too angry, like, that, yeah, you're just not thinking straight or anything, usually it's time to take a break at that point. So... Okay, let's see here. Okay, it's that one. That one. Okay, I'm not gonna have enough time to get it perfect. Oh my god, okay. Well, I did a lot better that time. I think that's the way to do it. I just have to reset from, like, the left side so I can be lined up for everything. Okay. That one would have really sucked to miss. Because that one I've consistently gotten, so... Oh my god, oh god, oh god. Damn it. Fucking shit, man. Okay, I'm done. I'm done. I have reached peak levels of salt with this. Like, the controls on this, they are going to ruin me. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to save at the nearest owl statue, and then yeah, we'll call it there for the night, because otherwise I'm going to get way too salty at this game. And this game has some moments that have already brought me salt, so it's kind of cumulative. So owl statue's out this way. We just gotta go talk to him. Yes. Okay. Cool. So there's an owl save. Basically what that does is it lets you actually go back to that spot instead of having to use the Song of Time to save. What I'm going to do now is we're going to go do a raid. Now let's raid over to Neptune. He's pretty cool. He plays Valorant. He's really good at it. I haven't raided him in a while either, but I do thank you guys for being here. I thank everyone else, or I guess everyone who did throw in a follow, everyone who threw in lurks today. Like, there's definitely quite a few of you guys, so I do appreciate that. It's also been lovely talking to you guys, and yeah, I appreciate all of it. So, probably catch you guys later today. I'm not sure what time, but I'm hoping to start a little bit earlier because I do want to get to bed a little bit earlier than normal as well. I have or a couple of things to do on Friday. But you guys have a great day, and catch you guys later.